Hello friends, welcome to today's video. I don't have any makeup on because today we are going to be testing a mask. I'm going to be testing the Elemis Superfood Vital Veggie Mask. This is from my Boxycharm subscription from this month, which is July. I'm just totally out of it on like what day of the week it is right now or what's going on. But yes, this is from my Boxycharm from July. This is not the first Elemis product that I've tested. I also tested their Marine Cream Moisturizer. I remember it was fine. I wasn't wowed by it, but it was super crazy expensive. So I was surprised to find out that this is only $35, which is fairly affordable for a mask product. So I'm excited to try a product from this brand that isn't so pricey because there are lots of really good things about this brand. So let me just start by giving you the layout of this video. I'm going to talk a very little bit about Elemis. I am then going to tell you about this product in particular. We're going to put it on my face. I think we're going to do half my face so that we can sort of see or that I can more tell any kind of difference that it makes. I will show you immediately after, and then I'm also going to do a follow-up tomorrow to let you know anything particularly positive I noticed or anything particularly negative I noticed after using the mask. So that's what we're going to do, and I will also put timestamps down below. It's always when I'm sitting on camera that I notice how much I need to get my roots done. Because I've done a video on Elemis before, I'm not going to talk too much about them now. They are a UK brand. They've been around since 1989, and they focus on combining like science with good ingredients. You see that a lot in skincare. I am pretty sure, I was trying to nail this down completely, that they are vegan and cruelty-free. There was a little bit of back and forth on cruelty-free because apparently they at one point were bought by L'Occitane, which isn't cruelty-free, but all the different things I was looking up show that they are still cruelty-free. So they talk about caring a lot about the ingredients that go into their skincare, and they are sort of like a luxury skincare brand. So this product, as I mentioned, is the Superfood Vital Veggie Mask. It is $35. That is $35, I believe, American. It's definitely not Canadian, so it'll be more expensive if you buy this here in Canada. They say that this is going to nourish, hydrate, and brighten, which are all the things that I want for my skin. Get a shot of green goodness with this treatment mask that nourishes, smooths, and brightens for softer, smoother, more radiant skin. Wheatgrass, kale, and nettle replenish the skin with vital minerals and vitamins for a healthy looking complexion. Avocado and chia seed oils, naturally rich in omega fatty acids 6 and 9, soften skin and lock in moisture. And vitamin C and passion fruit acids reveal a brighter looking complexion. They do say it's vegan friendly, as I mentioned, and it is cruelty free. So they do specify that it's cruelty free there. They say it's best for hydrated, brighter skin. It's suitable for dull, dehydrated skin. And they talk about the avocado oil, the passion fruit acid, and the wheatgrass being active ingredients in there. I did do a little bit of a look about like kale and wheatgrass and things like that being, do they do anything for your skin? And apparently some of the vitamins that are in there are good. So there is some science backing up. I didn't do too deep of a dive, but a little bit backing up that these are things that are good for your skin. Interestingly, when I read the back of this here, it talks about the broccoli seed oil, and that's not mentioned sort of on their webpage anywhere, so I don't know if they sort of backed off from that a little bit. It is definitely an ingredient in here, but I thought that was interesting because I've never seen a broccoli before on a ingredient list for skincare. This is a 10-minute mask, and they also tell us that it's a prebiotic mask, naturally derived from sugar, that helps to maintain the balance in the skin's microflora for a healthier looking complexion. And I think that's interesting. When I first unboxed this in my Boxycharm unboxing, I talked about how I'd only really heard about prebiotics being used in food ingredients before for sort of like gut health and good bacteria. But it is also true that if you have a good microflora on your skin, it keeps like bad bacteria from proliferating. It's sort of a crowding out kind of thing. Like you don't want to strip your skin of all of the good flora that is on there because it then leaves a blank canvas for bad ones. That's kind of an oversimplified way of saying that, but I think that's kind of neat, and I've not heard of that before in skincare. So you are supposed to use this twice a week, and they do say to apply a generous amount to the face and neck on cleansed, dry skin, and that there may be a slight tingling, and then after 10 minutes you remove it with a damp, dark cloth. I don't know why the cloth needs to be dark. If you have any ideas on that, let me know, because I find that to be an odd detail, and I do not have any dark cloths. So I'm not going to be able to do that part of the directions. I will mention when you actually get in and look at the ingredients, there are a lot of seed oils, a lot of, fruit extract and extracts in there. But if you actually look at the top of the list, which is the the highest volume of ingredients are at the top of the list. The first ingredient in here is aloe, which is known to be very soothing for the skin. And the next one is kaolin, which is a kind of clay. And then you get water, glycerin, stearic acid, xylitol alcohol. So the first couple of things that you're looking at there, the ones that you're probably going to notice the most on your skin, are the soothing aloe and the sort of extracting benefits of clay. I will also mention, for a company that talks about being all about the ingredients, I know this sort of seems to be talked about more out there recently, that there is fragrance in here. And I know a lot of people prefer not to have fragrance in their skincare items. And now let's put it on my face. In that Boxycharm unboxing, I also opened up a set of makeup brushes. One of the brushes that was provided was a foundation brush, one of these like paddle foundation brushes. And I sort of mentioned in that video that I don't tend to use these kinds of brushes for foundation application. I will either use something that is more flat top so I can blend, or I'll use a beauty sponge. But one of the things that you can use these for, if you don't use them for makeup, is that you can use them to apply masks. It kind of helps you get a nice even layer, but I find more than that, it gives you kind of like a nice spa kind of experience if that's what you're going for. And that's often what I'm going for when I'm using a mask, is it's almost like 50% skincare, 50% just the experience of using it. So what do we think? Is this mask going to be green? It looks slightly green in the pictures. Yeah, it's a very minty kind of green. It has a very, oh, there's this smell there that I know. I am terrible at describing smells. I almost want to say minty, but it's not that. So there we go. It is applied, and I've also brought it down onto my neck a little bit. I immediately only feel a little bit of tingling, and it's not tingling, it's probably just tickling around my lip. But the rest of it just feels like I've put a cream on my face. I'm not feeling anything yet, but I will set my timer for 10 minutes and be back here to let you know how it felt and what it looks like. The 10 minutes is up, and I definitely did not feel any tingling through this entire mask. What I felt is a very slight cooling and a very slight drying of the mask. So that second ingredient in there is the clay, and I feel like the little bit of feeling that I get from this mask is that clay doing its sort of drying effect. However, because the first ingredient is aloe, which is quite moisturizing, I feel like it's not, like it definitely hasn't actually dried, but I do feel like that little bit of the clay, or that clay that's in there, is making the cooling and slightly tightening effect that I'm feeling on my face right now. I'll show you up close, but it really just does look like the cream I put on. I think maybe it's dried like a little bit, dried down a little bit, because it doesn't look quite as bright and white as it originally did, but I'll zoom in a little bit more to show you. So yeah, the areas where it was a little bit thinner, you can see it almost looks like it's disappeared as it's dried. And it doesn't feel creamy there, it just feels a little bit tacky is what it feels like. So they do tell you to put a thicker layer, so they probably want you to have an amount like this, which is definitely still staying creamy after 10 minutes. I'm gonna go find the darkest cloth that I have and wash this off, and I'll be back afterwards to fill you in. So that was a little bit of pain to wash off. It tends to be like that with those creamier masks, because just splashing water on your face doesn't do it. But it did come off fine, and it's not like I need to scrub at it with a cloth or anything. I splashed my face with water quite a bit and then just sort of got the last little bits off with a cloth. My skin does feel very nice and soft. As far as I looked up closely at it, I don't necessarily see brighter. But brighter is so hard to tell. It does look very balanced and calmed on that side of my face. And yeah, it definitely does feel like it's had moisture added to it. I'll zoom you up close and show you. So this is the side without the mask. and the side that had the mask. I feel like it's reduced a little bit of redness. It's maybe even my skin tone out a little bit, and it's looking really nice. So this mask has a lot going for it that I like. I like the idea of nourishing, moisturizing, brightening. Those are all things that I want. I love that it is not a drying mask in any way, or a peel off mask or an exfoliating mask. For my skin, that's not what I want. This seems to be right up my alley. So I'm going to leave you at this point and check in tomorrow to give you my final thoughts. Hello folks, it is the next day and I have nothing to report, which is a positive thing. So on the one hand, it's not like this is the magic elixir fountain of youth. It's not like all of the wrinkles and blemishes and pores just magically evaporated overnight on this side of my face. But I also didn't have any redness, didn't have any breakouts, didn't have any reaction to it in a negative way at all, which is a win. That's always what you want, is to not have your face not like the skincare products that you're using. So now is the time when I will give you my thoughts on this. And my thoughts are that I really like it. I think this ticks all the boxes for me for what I want in a mask. I think it's generally well priced. I mean, it's $35 for this, but you will get a number of different uses out of, not different, you're gonna use it for the same thing. You'll get a number of uses out of it. And I'm just trying to look here. Yeah, this is 2.5 fluid ounces. And if you put it on the way that I did, which seemed pretty good, you're going to probably get like 20 uses out of this. In any case, it's going to be less than a couple of dollars per use. And in my mind, that's pretty good. It doesn't have any negative effects. It's not exfoliating. It's not going to tear off a layer of your skin like some of those peel off masks do. It's not difficult to remove. It's pleasant. It does feel very hydrating. It has some good ingredients in there, and it, you know, does feel like it smooths. And I felt for the rest of the day yesterday like the skin on the side of my face was plumper in terms of being hydrated, which I quite liked. So I think all of that is good. I would say the only drawback here is if you are somebody who is sensitive to fragrance, because fragrance is in here. But otherwise, it's also a product that is vegan and cruelty-free. So you really can't go wrong with that. I mean, it's a product that is made in a cruelty-free, ethical way, and it, I think, does good things for your skin, definitely doesn't do bad things for your skin, and it's an enjoyable experience. And I like these kinds of masks as opposed to sheet masks, where you can put it on and then, you know, actually do things around your home, or like, you know, watch something on YouTube. It doesn't feel like you have to like sit a certain way for it to not fall off your face, which is generally why I prefer masks. But then like this, but not necessarily clay ones that can be over drying. In any case, I feel like I'm blabbing on about the same thing. All that to say that I really like this, and if it's something that you are interested in trying, there would be no qualms I would have to recommend giving it a go. You will probably see this coming up more in my Mask With Me's, because these are the kind of masks I like using for that, and I'm looking forward to using it more. So it's a big thumbs up from me. Thank you so much for joining me for this review today, guys. If you also received this, or you've tried other Elemis products and want to let me know your thoughts on them, leave all that in the comments down below. I do eventually get around to responding to all the comments on my channel. Thank you so much for watching this today, you guys. If you made it this far and you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I look forward to seeing you in my next one. Bye.